In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, you're listening to another episode of You're Human, and this is episode 21. Man, never thought we'd get here. I'm Dakota Meyer. I am the host, and this is the call-in show that there are no filters, right? Call in, ask anything. There's nothing off the table here. It's all about doing good. It's all about constructive criticism. It's all about pushing each other to be better, whatever it is, right? It's all about good shit. So this is episode 21. If you want to call in, it's 512-523-5609. Well, there's that.
How you doing, sir?
It's hot.
It's hot out there.
It is hot. Dang, we got people
Coming in
calling
hot.
already. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Nope.
Nope.
They're not coming.
No dice.
No dice.
Cool. It's hot outside.
It is burning. I'm burning up. How the kids?
They're good. They're back in school. Started big day of school. Here they are again. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, that's cool, man. Hey, this is Rob Frostman.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I've been following you for a while, and I don't know exactly what I want to say, but I want to say this: you're a positive influence, and a lot of folks need that, including myself, right?
Man.
And keep charging.
Man, I need you guys. I get more out of this. I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, man, I get off this show and I get more from this hour than I do anything else. Like I just like, it's such being able to talk to people like you, being able to hear that people out there still want to do good shit. It's like, this is like my recharge of my battery every week.
Right on, man. And you know what? We all need that, right?
Man.
And whatever you get, hey, you're a positive influence, and I want you to keep trucking like you are. And, if there's any way I can, bribe you to come to Atmore, Alabama, where, you could talk to some vets and local folks, I'd put you up at their house here. And,
hey, how far are you from, hold on. How far are you from, let's see, check this out. How far are you from Hoover, Alabama?
Hoover.
It's over near Birmingham.
Okay, so 3 hours away.
So you're
3 hours. Yeah.
So you're not that far. Okay, listen. I'd love to come down there and check you guys out someday. We just gotta make it happen.
Man, that'd be great. Hey, if we set it up.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man, that'd be.
Shoot us a message over, and I'll get you in touch, and let's see if we can. If nothing else, I'll put you on. We have a list of like if I'm in the area, like I got people where I know I can go and check out.
Dakota, that'd be cool, man.
Hell hey, yeah, brother.
I'm so happy for you. I'm happy that everything's turning good for you, and hey, please keep doing what you're doing. And the world is a crazy place, right? And always has been.
It always has been.
But positive influences, and it's like I tell my kids is everybody can make a difference, right?
Man, we're all needed. We're all needed.
That's it, dude.
Hell yeah, bro. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I hope you have a good day.
You get a chance to talk to a real live hero, man.
Listen,
buddy.
Well, I feel the same way back. So listen, trust me. I promise you, I'm not just saying that. I get as much from being able to talk to you as you do me. And like, that's what I'm saying is like, we all need each other. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't crying. There's something in the air right now.
I love it, bro. Hey, I hope you have a damn good day, man. I appreciate you taking the time to call in.
Brother, you too, brother. Keep fighting, man.
See you, man. No, I need to get I need to get some, I can't hear.
What about
Hell
that?
yeah.
Is that
that's better. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
I've been in a rescue swimmer class the last 3 days and I can't hear shit because my ears are all jacked up.
Oh shit. You got water in your ears?
I think I got some water in my ears.
Dang.
But shit, yeah, man. What a good guy. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Dakota Meyer.
What's up?
Ty Brown from Nashville, Tennessee.
What's going on, Ty?
How you been?
Good, brother. How are you?
Dude, I've been following you the last number of years, obviously, since we met. Heck, it's probably been 10 or 12 years ago now. we did a few events together.
Man, we did.
I'll be honest with you. I've been following you ever since, and just wanted to tell you I'm proud of you and that I still think a lot of you. I know we haven't seen each other in a long time, but it's awesome to follow your story and just let you know I'm keeping up with you, man.
Man, I appreciate
Keep
you.
doing your thing, brother.
Man, how you been?
Man, I'm good. Got a 5-year-old daughter now, and still living here in the Nashville area, actually west of Nashville. But
Awesome.
man, all is good, and all is good in my world right now. Just getting ready to gear up for hunting season right now.
Hell yeah. Ty, listen, Ty's got a badass voice, just so y'all know. Everybody listen. I mean, y'all can hear that country voice. Let me tell you, that guy's got a voice on him. He's got some pipes.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. I know you got a lot of listeners out there and a lot of people that respect you and what you do. And I just wanted you to know you haven't been forgotten in my book.
Man,
I love what you do, and I appreciate everything you've done.
That means a ton. I'm gonna hit you up when I get into Nash Vegas again.
Come do it, brother. You're welcome.
Hell yeah, brother. Hey, have a good day.
You too, buddy.
See you, man.
Take care.
Dude, what a blast from the past. Ty Brown, dude, is a damn good guy. He's a singer. Man, just one of the most humble, nicest, just genuine people you ever met. Like, that's him.
Sounds like a cool dude.
Really good guy. Like, such an awesome guy.
I feel like I want to get to some questions, but we're going to get a call any minute now.
Dude, I feel like we're going to get blown up today.
What is your routine for breaking in a new hunting rifle barrel?
You know, unless you're out there dialing it in, unless you're out there shooting all the time, like, whatever works for you, right? I mean, there's the whole 3-4-4-3 method, all this. Knives, if you're going to ask me another question, you're going to have to turn the damn phone off. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, Dakota. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, brother. Just down here in the great state of Nebraska.
Hell yeah. What's going on in the great state of Nebraska?
Over here on I&I duty, man.
Awesome. You liking it or what?
Yeah, this is a Marine Corps hidden seeker, believe it or not.
Yeah. What do you hell yeah, what's the weather like there?
It's actually been pretty cool, about mid-80s the past week. We're about to get into some triple digits, but it's beautiful out here, and it's a great thing the Marines are doing out here, and with all the funeral taskers. I mean, they hold it down over here in Nebraska, and the people in Nebraska love their Marines, that's for sure.
Hell yeah.
But I was calling see what you got going on in October, see if you want to come down and be a guest speaker for our Marine Corps birthday ball.
What's the date?
October 21st.
I'll tell you this. I'm gonna try my best, but I gotta look at my dates. October 28th?
21st.
21st. Let me just look at my dates here. Why don't you shoot a message over? I'll get you in touch with the person that runs my calendar, and let's see if we can make it. See if we can make it work. I can't make no promises, but like, sure. I'll tell you this. I anybody invites me somewhere, I always try my best to get there.
The Marines. I mean, they would they could use someone's story like yours. With everything that's going on in this world, sometimes they think they got it tough, man. But having somebody like you come out here, talk to them, and kind of motivate them a little bit and remind them why they're here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can get caught up in, the politics and everything else around us, except, the true meaning of what it is to be a Marine.
Yeah.
So
yeah. There's no, yeah. I mean, I hear it, right? And it's the same thing everywhere. Everybody's getting caught up in shit that doesn't even affect them, right? And it's like, I had a conversation with a guy yesterday, talking about, the next generation, they're weaker. I'm like, our grandparents said the same shit about us. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's like, dude, this is like, our grandparents thought that we were going to just destroy the world, right? And then, you know what I mean? And their grandparents thought that they were going to destroy the world, right? And it's like, man, the problems we have today are not unique to us. I mean, it's just, hey, let's get out there and make each other better. And that's, I had a guy, he's like, yeah, well, you don't understand this next generation. They don't even know how to work a chainsaw. And I'm like, well, okay. But I said, everything's going technology wise. I can teach somebody to run a chainsaw faster than I can teach them how to work an iPhone and understand all that shit. So it's like, it's one or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've been in the institution for 24 years now, and I've seen the changes, and like they've always said, you could either change with it or get the fuck out. And obviously, I'm still here because I love what I do, but sometimes I just wish the Marines could hear someone's stories, story like yourself. And remind them that that it ain't that bad either.
Hey,
well,
you know what? And I was reminded all the time it ain't that bad, right? I look at my friend Crispy, and I'm reminded that my story ain't that bad. You know what I mean? And like, it's like it's all perspective, right? Like, and it's always good to always get a little bit more perspective around you,
Yeah, and to think about the positive things that when you wake up in the morning and you're blessed to still have your eyesight, to still have your limbs, to still have, things going for you.
Yep.
That life really isn't that bad.
Dude, it could always be worse. It could always be worse.
But man, we'd love to get you out here.
Hell yeah.
We're alone and unafraid over here in Omaha, but it's a great place, and we'd love to get you out here and have you be our guest speaker. So
cool. Shoot us an email or Knives has got your info. We'll get somebody in touch with you and let's see what we can schedule.
Okay, so just stand by for a message then.
Knives, how you want to do it? Yeah, Knives is gonna message you.
Okay,
cool.
Good,
appreciate you, brother.
Time and God bless you.
God bless you. Hey, tell the Marines I said what's up.
All right, we'll do, brother.
Cool, man.
Right now.
All right, see ya.
All right, brother. Take care.
Cool. Dang. 80? Could you imagine 80-degree weather?
I can't.
Yeah, me either.
Wonder what that must be like.
Mm-hmm.
A question coming in from YouTube. What do you think about the Maui situation and our government help? Do you think they are doing all they can to help them?
I don't know enough about it, right? I mean, look, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I could never. I mean, it's terrible. It's just a terrible, terrible thing, right? And look, I don't think that. I mean, you could look at Harvey and say, was the government doing everything? I mean, you had the difference is that on Maui, you don't have other states that can drive down there to you, right? Like when you talk about on the mainland here, when something goes down with Harvey or Katrina or Florida, right? You've got 48 other states, 47 other states that people can get to you with access, right? And I would say that geographically is a huge issue for them down there. And, what I think people don't understand is that a lot of times when something happens here on the mainland, it's each other taking people, like it's civilians taking care of each other until this big FEMA machine comes in and is able to get the resources there. Right. And you're talking about resources that are they have to drive across the states to get there. I mean, you're talking about every single resource outside of what they have on the islands. I mean, other than what's on Maui, they have to bring in either by plane or boat. I mean, so I think there's a lot of choke systems that people are overlooking because we've seen, Harvey, you got, the Cajun Navy down there who was picking up and going and grabbing people. And you see that fast response that sometimes is looked at as like FEMA. But I think that due to the geographical region here, like I just don't think that you can take that out as a huge factor for the lack of resources that you all are seeing. But I mean, it's a horrible situation, and it really is a bad situation. So I mean, I'm praying for everybody down there. I know that Texas Task Force 1 has sent their team down there, sent some of their guys down there to go and help. I mean, I know that people are going down there and helping. And look, I mean, also, I don't trust the news. I don't trust the government. Like as far as like not trusting, like I don't trust the news. I don't trust how the story's being told. Like I don't trust the media in this whole factor, right? So I don't know that any of us know enough information unless you live there, or even know about how the machine works as far as FEMA and as far as like what it takes to, like, people just think that the government they can snap this finger and all of a sudden wave a magic wand and fix everything. What I can tell you is that look, the men and women who work for FEMA and the men and women who work for these task force that go and serve, I can promise you this, that they are doing every single thing that they can to try to make the situation better. I don't believe that the government's fucking them by no reason or no means on purpose. I just think the government's big, slow, and this is something that we should all really look at and take note of. Like the government's big, slow. Like, yeah, sometimes it can have resources, sometimes it's got money, but like it's big and slow. And like, this is why it's important to have assets in communities. It's why it's important to if you're not part of, if you don't volunteer with the department, like if you're not out getting training, if you're not out, like, that's why we need more people volunteering and more people being involved in their communities, because communities ultimately, when something like this goes down, have to be able to take care of themselves until the big machine can get there. But once the machine gets there, right, it's gonna provide some relief. It's not gonna fix it, but I just think that like the American people a lot of times don't understand how all of this works, and it's a complex situation. But in reality, I don't think that on this side of it, do I think the government is fucking the people in Maui on purpose or being slow on purpose? I don't think that that's it at all, by no means.
Dang, well said. I'm going to open up the lines because I just wanted to get that out. That was brilliant. What extra gear do you carry in your bunker gear? Tools or wedges or anything like that? Pause.
Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, Dakota Meyer, you are the man.
No, what's going on?
I just wanted to say thank you so much for what you do. That's all.
Man, I don't do nothing, but thank you for what you do.
Hold on. Let me try that again. How's that?
There you go. Perfect.
There you go. I just wanted to say thank you, and you're very inspiring, and this is awesome. I appreciate what you do. I follow your stuff, and I'm not a veteran, but my father was a fighter pilot.
Man, that's badass.
Yep. So I definitely appreciate it. Appreciate what you did, and wow, man, you've been through some amazing stuff. The fact that you can still help people says a lot about you. That's for sure.
Man, I think the more you go through, the more you have an obligation to help people.
So it's funny you say that. So I really was a little nervous to talk to you, but it's funny now that you said that. So my father died when I was young, and then my big brother died, and then my other brother died, and then my mother died. Then my best friend, I took him out to eat, and he had a heart attack and died. Then another buddy, and so for me, as you said, so it kind of worked backwards. I remember sitting there, waking up in the morning, and just looking at the mirror and going, "Now what am I going to do?"
Yeah.
Just stare, So strangely enough, where I don't do drugs or anything fucked up. I own a business and I contribute to society, and I do my little random acts of kindness, and I'm building myself a house. And,
Hell yeah.
So for me, I kind of go along and do stuff in their name, unlike other people that turn to drugs and theft. And again, not everybody does that. But,
yeah, I mean, you look, you can look at everything. I always, and I seen it come up the other day, and so I mentioned it again. But like, have you ever heard about the cow and the buffalo?
I haven't.
Right. So when a storm comes, there was a cow and a buffalo, and when the storm came, what the cow did was, the cow seen the storm coming, and it sensed it, and it turned and it ran the opposite way from the storm. Cows aren't very fast. And
right.
When the storm, finally caught up to the cow was just running running with the storm. And it was just like trying to run away from the inevitable storm. It prolonged it. It made literally the storm last as long as it could. He suffered the maximum amount that he could suffer, right? And then he got through it and he was tired. And so then the buffalo seen the storm coming, and the buffalo turned straight towards the storm and ran at it as hard as it could. And what it did was, by running at the storm, is it ran straight through it, minimalized the time that it was in it because they were both going opposite directions, and got through the storm the fastest it could. And so it's like, look, it's like with you, man, we all got storms coming, right? But it's like, how are we going to decide to do it, right? Like, what are we going to do with it? Is it going to be an obstacle or is it going to be an opportunity? We can't control the storms, but we can control how we look at it and how we deal with it.
Sure. You know, that's a great analogy. I've never heard it. I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
So I have two employees. I have a little tiny small business. I own a sign manufacturing company north of Boston.
Hell yeah.
So, and I started when my father died. I had no choice. It was either that or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started my business, and it's been, I have a great life for an uneducated guy, you know?
Yeah.
So my employees, I have two guys, and they've been with me for years and years and years and years and years. And they're in their 40s and 50s, you know, and they blame the system all day long. They blame the system. They stroll in at 9:30, you know, and I love these guys like brothers. They would.
Yeah.
They're good, but they blame the system. They blame this, blame that. And I go, geez, you know, you guys, I'm at work at 4:35 in the morning. I said, do I necessarily like it? Not really, but I like eating. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
hey, you can either blame the system, which we're all conditioned to do, right? Because if you blame the system, then it means that you need the system, right? And in the world, like, you know, government, big power, you know, big corporations, they need to be needed because that's how they make money. And so when you condition people to blame the system, then that makes them, it's like, even when the system sucks, it's making them conditioned to needing the system and to fixing the system instead of themselves, because if they fix themselves, guess what they won't need?
Right. Oh, sure. Right.
But
you know, it's just amazing to me that you can't look in the mirror and go, I'm the problem, not, you know.
it is, right? And like, and what the system has done is it's even more manipulating is they've called this empowerment. And really, in this campaign of empowerment, it's like the Trojan horse. The system is like, hey, you know, get on this government substitution, or hey, get in here and start identifying this way because we're going to give you this money for this, or this, you know, priority on this. And what they've done is with this Trojan horse of empowerment, they have took all your fucking power.
Oh yeah, no, it boggles my mind when you. In my eyes, like you, you know, I just picture the guys storming the beaches of Normandy for our freedom, and here we are just giving it away, like, you know, just like nothing. Just all of a sudden, oh yeah, well, okay, more free stuff. You know, it's got to come from somewhere.
Yep.
You can't just keep taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. It's mind-boggling to me that kids nowadays are so.
They'll learn.
Giving up, the hard way.
Hey,
you're gonna learn the hard way for sure.
Well, you know what? None of us learned the easy way.
No, nope.
You know, none of us did. But man, I appreciate you calling in. I hope your business is doing good, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to call in.
No, I appreciate what you do. I follow it all the time. I'm gonna call back sometime and say hi again. I think you're amazing, and I'm going to read your book, and I saw when you got dedicated with the president, dedicating you up on stage and stuff.
Yes, sir.
You went through a lot at a young kid, and geez, if everybody could do what you're doing, the world would be a better place, you know?
Man, you know, we're all doing it. We're all doing what we're all doing, right? You know, and that's a good thing. And man, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to hold you too. I'm going to be waiting to hear you call in again. I'm going to be waiting for that voice.
Well, you inspire me to be a better person, so I appreciate it.
Awesome, sir.
Hopefully I'll do the same for some kids someday.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you do. I mean, you know, to me, like, just the fact that you tell me when everybody calls in, they're like, I've been following you for years and, you know, you're an inspiration. Like, I mean, that's my accountability. My accountability is to, I mean, what if like, if me not doing this, I mean, I don't know. What if this is what gets somebody through their day? You know what I mean? Like, what if it is one day that, you know, I'm able to get somebody through a hard time or through their day, and then I'm not there for some reason, right? So we all hold each other accountable. You know what I mean?
Well, that makes us better. All of us makes us better people, you know?
Absolutely.
And hopefully it keeps going the right way.
100%. It will if we keep pushing it that way.
Well,
so
at some point, I'm gonna come out and visit the gym and bring you some swag, t-shirts and koozies and stickers, and that's my bucket list.
Man, I'm in.
Someday you're gonna see Doug the sign guy from Boston. I'm gonna come bring you a bunch of hoodies and a bunch of stuff. So,
hell yeah, Doug the sign guy. I love it.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you, Dakota.
Take care. Dude, what? Doug the sign guy.
Doug the sign guy. You know, he made a great point there. If more people were like you, this world would be a better place.
Well, you know, it might be, or it might. You know, there's a lot of people that are way better than me. So you never know. It might go backwards, you know.
Got a question from Facebook. Hey, Dakota, it's awesome to see you in the fire service. A couple of questions. What made you choose the fire service after the military?
I like the fire service, right? Like, I like the ability to be able to not focus on who's right. Like, it's incredible. Like, I show up on scene and I don't have to worry about who's wrong, who's right. I don't have to navigate through, you know, there's none of that matters, right? It's what can I do to make the situation better that I have been called to help, right? And so I like that. I like just being able to help people, right? And so that's where my heart was, and you know, with the community, like, you know, being able to show up on scene and not have to worry about who's right or who's wrong, and just make sure that, like, literally my entire job is to show people that somebody in this world cares about what's best for them and that they are taken care of. Right. And so, you know, that's what I am. Like, you know, as a firefighter, we are literally the one thing in the community that when people are like, nobody cares about me, that's false. Dial 911 and watch all these people show up because they care about you. Like, I got it. Yeah, they're getting paid, this and that. But, like, you know, I don't get paid to do it, right? So I do it because I care about people, right? And so, and being able to help people and all that. So that's why I chose the fire service, because I didn't want, you know, there's a lot of other factors to the other stuff.
The Firefighting Combat Challenge. What's your drive to consistently compete in it?
You know, it's a challenge, right? It's hard. It's by far the hardest thing I've ever done in 2 minutes in my entire life. And so, you know, it was a challenge. I'd never done it. I mean, I got to meet some incredible people, you know, honestly, being able to be around Jared, Ed, Nick, Jason, you know, like just, you know, get the people that I've met through it and the networking of going and pushing hard. And I mean, it's made me such a better person. It was uncomfortable. And I think for us to all grow, like, if you're bored in life, or if you feel like you've plateaued in life, if you're not uncomfortable all the time doing things, then you're not pushing yourself. You're not growing. There is no growth without being uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable a lot.
Yeah.
So I must be growing. Same person asking, what goals are you currently working towards?
I got a lot, right? Like, you know, I want to try out for this team, and then, you know, I'm finishing my paramedic up. I just got through rescue swimmer class this week. Next week, I'll be up at Tarrant County College going through Swiftwater Tech class. You know, I did my rope tech class, got it knocked out. Did my NASAR, FUNSAR, SAR Tech 2, wide area search I did last week, and then knocking my paramedic out. I'm going to run a 100-mile race the first weekend in December. And then on top of it, we have nationals coming up in Hoover, Alabama, the first full week. I think it's like around the 8th of September. And then the first weekend in October, we also have Worlds. So I really want to get in the Lions Den. Don't know if it's going to be possible, but really just want to push to get in the Lions Den. So kind of like to wrap that whole long story up would be to get my paramedic by 2024, to be in the Lions Den by 2024, and run a 100-mile race by 2024. That would be my goal.
Wow. Got a crazy question here. Love your complete honesty and don't give a fuck attitude. So I want to know your thoughts on our current president. Do you think he's a complete fuck up, or do you think he's done our nation good?
I mean, I think Biden's garbage. I think Biden is trash. Period. Right? Like, I don't even think he's done anything good for the Democrats.
Yeah, there it is. There's that honesty right there. That's what I was looking for.
And if you think he has, please call. Please welcome the calls, because I would love to know what he's done good.
Our lines are open. How do you handle criticism or negative feedback, both in your personal and professional pause?
Oh, here we go. Maybe this is it. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
How do you get in the lion's den?
Huh?
How do you get in the lion's den?
Oh, well, so the lion's den with the firefighter challenge is you have to be below 1:40 on your race time. So
But I saw on Facebook a guy that had the times that you ran, and they said he was in the lion's den. Is it a different age class?
Yeah, so like you've got different classes. So like you've got 40 and below, or 39 and below, and then you've got the 40 and above. And so like the older it gets, the higher the time. The you don't have to, the time doesn't have to be as fast.
So you have to be, for your age, you have to be at 140 or below.
So I think I got to be below 140. So like 139.99 or whatever it is, or 6.9 or 5.9, whatever it is.
That's probably doable for you.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it is. I mean, I ran a 143 something, but like, I hope it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping me and Jason get it.
Yeah. I see a stretch for that, for Jay.
No.
I mean, I hope he does, but I don't know. I'll watch and see.
Hey, if he'll get his shit together, listen, the problem with Jason is he got him a new girlfriend. That's kind of the problem with, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what happens. You see these guys, they get them a girlfriend, you know what I mean? It's like, they just kind of set their sword down.
Yeah, they do a little bit. I guess you're right. I agree with that. But I find that to be, geez, this is going to sound like an excuse, but I think with him, he's not goal oriented like you are. I don't think.
Yeah, I think
so much.
No, but I'll tell you this. Let me tell you what he is. That dude is competitive as it gets. Like when like he cares. You know what I mean? And so like I think like behind the scenes he's not. I mean, I think he's like a closet. Like he wants to be the nice, fun guy because that's his personality. But I'll tell you this: like he is like I didn't see it either until we got out there and we were going against each other, and like it was like a whole other ball game.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Like I mean it. I mean yeah. I mean he's competitive. Like he's as competitive as anybody on the team. He's a little bit closet about it, but let me tell you this: like the one thing that dude is 110% against is he might not be looking way out to goals, but I can tell you this: like he is not about losing.
Huh.
Yeah, you talk about like after that race, it took him a little bit to come back around because he was pissed.
He was pissed off.
Yeah, he was just like he was mad. Like he was mad that he wanted to win, right? And like I think and I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna just be open. I haven't told him this, and I'm not going to, but I almost think the worst thing that could have happened was me winning that race, and I'll tell you why. Because now he's going to come out.
Give up on his goals a little bit?
No, I just think no, I think it's the exact opposite. I think that I better show up and bring the damn heat because I know that he's hungry.
Huh.
You don't see that in him?
I don't know. I've seen it from, I don't know. I really, gosh,
Hey,
I think it comes out in like, I don't have that competitive personality, so I don't.
He
I do
does.
things, huh?
He does.
Well, you know what? He's every time that I've been like trying to inspire him, he's been like, let's have fun, you know?
Yeah.
Let's have fun with it.
I think that's his technique for him to, I think he truly means that up until the race starts. And then like that dude is out for blood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, yeah, I hear you. And I had thought the same thing when I met him because he's just so but I'll tell you this. Let me tell you somebody who is not, at a minimum, he is not okay with coming in second. Yeah.
He's come close to first a few times. I mean, in the big stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And some of it, I think, has been. Now I can think of one time in particular was just, it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever told you, but his sophomore year in high school at the AAU state event, he went in the regionals, sectionals, and the state meet. He went 11 for 12 and only gave up 1 point to win a state championship. And that was because a referee didn't give him, he let the guy loose, which gave the guy a point. And then he took him down and had him on his back in a cradle, but didn't lock his hands so they wouldn't give him any points. Or he went 12 for 12 that year.
Man.
And won the state title.
Yeah, I mean, Jason is you can't sleep on Jason. Like, you can't sleep on him because I'll tell you right now, you sleep on that dude right there and like you're going to find yourself behind him.
It was just, I didn't know how the Lions Den thing worked. And I know you guys are really close.
Yeah.
That really close.
Yeah, I'm hoping that like this next run that we go, that we can come home with the Den. You know what I mean? And I would love to be able to run with Jason again, just to be able to push each other. Like, it's really good. You know what I mean? Like, us pushing each other is really good.
How's your splits? Are they improving?
I mean, honestly, I've been doing some back half stuff, but I haven't ran a full since. I mean, I've been in schools ever since, and like I have not ran it. So we're training tomorrow morning, so I'll know in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So,
yeah.
But I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Can't wait, sir. Can't wait to meet you.
Buddy. All right.
Take care.
Same here.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Listen, if you ever walk in and think that Jason ain't competitive, you're about to get your ass kicked. Cause like Jason, he plays it off. You know, he's one of those guys that like plays it off as like the nice guy, the funny guy, the laid back guy. Mm-hmm. But dude, he's just doing that to try to get you to think that he's going that you're gonna be able to walk all over him. And then, man, when the whistle sounds, big dog's got to eat.
Love it. Jason's dad sounds so supportive.
Yeah, dude, what a good guy.
You got to get yourself a girlfriend that'll train with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell Jason. But Jason got him a girlfriend, and I think it's probably the best thing that could happen for me, for sure, because I know he's slacking a little bit, because he's it's all warm and cuddly, with his girlfriend, and what he doesn't understand is, hey, I'm out there, I'm still holding the sword.
Respect. Got a comment here from YouTube. I want you to know, after watching your video on the SGB shot and being on my second, it has helped me more than any pills from the VA have helped me. Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah. It's good to hear.
How do you handle criticism or negative feedback, both in your personal and professional life?
I take it for what it's worth, right? The first thing I do whenever I get criticism or feedback, criticism is nothing more than negative negative advice. I mean, it's just advice. You know what I mean? Like, and so I always consider the source. I don't take criticism or feedback from somebody that I wouldn't call for advice because it's all the same.
What practices or rituals do you incorporate in your daily routine to ensure a positive and productive mindset?
I mean, I work out every day. I try to read every day. I get in a cold plunge 5 or 6 times a week. I really think that helps. But really, I think it's just about who you're surrounded with, right? Like having goals, staying busy. I think idle hands are the hands of the devil, right? Like they're, when you look at a lot of people who aren't challenged, they find challenges, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I mean, I just stay busy but ultimately like what is a non-negotiable is working out, is, cold plunging, is being around people who are damn good people.
What temperature are you at with the cold plunge?
I had it at start at 39. Whew. But Lauren didn't want it there. So it's at 50.
That's still cold.
Yeah.
It'll wake you up.
I mean, it is. It is cold. But I mean, look, to be honest with you, I can't tell a difference. I can't tell a damn difference.
How do you balance your responsibilities as a firefighter with your personal life? And what strategies do you use to avoid burnout?
I mean, I stay engaged, right? Like everything fits in my routine and I believe in it. I talked about this in my book. I've been writing, I'm just finished up almost chapter 2 of going through and nailing it out. And like, I talk about how, it's really like, if I looked at you and said, hey, do you like that? You could tell me no, like, or yes or no in a heartbeat. But what you couldn't tell me is what you do like. You know what I mean? And like, it's a slower answer. And so like, I think that like, for me, like, I know how all this fits into this bigger plan, right? That fulfills me. I know what fulfills me. I know what makes me happy. I know what makes me feel full, and I know what I need to do. Right. And so it's kind of the same thing with this. Like it all fits into, it's not about firefighting. It's about helping people. Right. It's about challenging myself, and it's about getting better and being around a community of people. Right. So it's bigger than just a job. To me, it's kind of a way of life, and it fits into my way of life of the life I want to live. Right. And so, nobody builds a house without a set of plans, and nobody gets on an airplane without a destination. And so it's kind of the same thing in life, right? Like, don't get up every day without knowing where you want to go. Because if you don't decide where you want to go, then how do you bitch about that you don't like where you're at?
Yeah. Let's see. I got a question here. What do you think about the proliferation of podcasts by former military and FBI and CIA operators? I used to be one of those people that did not like to talk about their service, and now it seems that everyone's got a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'd tell you that you're probably shooting that at me as far as like, why did I start a podcast? But I mean, I think it's great. Like, I think everybody should have a platform that I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, right? Like, I mean, who says that somebody's podcast is more worthy than the others, right? Like, look, if it helps people get through the day I mean, look, as long as you're out being who you say you are, like, I think it's great. I mean, I think that the veterans should tell their stories, right? I mean, I think that that's an important thing. I think that everybody should tell their stories, right? I think how they tell them should be in a positive light, and it should be through a way of empowering. Now, I don't support being the victim, but yeah, I mean, I think it's great. Like, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that guy says, no, you are different. That was not a shot at you.
Okay, badass. Well, I didn't know, like, because I've seen a bunch of comments, and I know you have too, of like, oh, anybody can just start a fucking podcast. This is this is an example of it, right? So no, I'm not saying that towards you. I'm just saying that, like, we've seen a bunch of comments like that, and look, I think it's great. Like, look, I don't have sponsors on this podcast. I don't get paid to do this podcast. I do this podcast because I love to talk to people. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's good. I think that podcasts and stuff like this, I mean, Look at how much Joe Rogan's podcast has changed the trajectory of the media. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, I'm the guy that just made that comment.
Oh, sorry, man. Hey, I don't mean nothing by it. Are you there?
Yeah, Dakota.
Yeah.
Listen.
No. I did you hear me explain my reasoning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard you explain, and I want to explain myself.
Okay.
Look, it seems to me, okay, our grandfather's generation, the World War II generation, they did not talk, the Vietnam vets, they did not talk about their service at all, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, you could not get these guys to open up about it. Now, it seems after 9/11, and I served 8 years in the Army.
Yeah.
Right? I was standing on the Berlin Wall the night that it collapsed, the night it fell.
Holy shit.
It seems to me that the guys now don't shut up about their service. I mean, they'll talk about every single aspect of their service. And I don't, personally, I find it kind of distasteful.
Yeah.
You are totally different. I mean, dude, there is no way I am going to, put down a Congressional Medal of Honor winner.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm not like, just because of that.
No, not yes, because of that. You can say whatever the hell you want to say.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
there's a difference. There's levels to this shit.
No, I mean, there's really not, right? Let me tell you the difference in me and you. I mean, how many situations were you in to get a Medal of Honor?
None.
So
however,
you don't have any control of that, right? Just like I didn't, right? And like, so
well,
like,
that's great. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's like, man, my service is no more worthy than yours, right? I mean, it's like, we both did what the world needed us to do, right? And like what we were asked to do, and we did the best that we could. And man, that was one day of my time in the Marine Corps. And here's what I'll tell you is every chance. So just let's play this game. Play this game with me real quick. Do you ever get frustrated at civilians not understanding what veterans are?
Yes, but look, here's the thing. Not because you're anybody's fault. There's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. There's levels. Your service was no more important. You did something though that not everybody would have done in the same situation, and you know that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't ever think about that though.
Okay, that's fine. You don't think about it, but let me think about this for you for a second.
Okay.
Because, dude, there are people that would not have done what you did. Let's agree on that.
I mean, maybe not.
Maybe bullshit. That's just reality.
Okay, let's say I'll agree with. Let's for this terms for this situation. Let me just say I agree with you. Okay. I believe in people, right? And I believe that everything is circumstantial, and I believe that like.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's look at it from the opposite way.
Okay.
Let's look at it from the opposite way.
Okay.
You know that there are people in every single airport right now, as you and I are talking, that are upset, or people across the country that are upset at what do they call it? Honor stealing, or
stolen valor.
Stolen valor.
Yep.
That's why people get so upset about stolen valor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Because you're taking something that you had nothing. You did not do. Right?
So we're talking. Well, hold on. So we're talking about. I agree with you. So we're talking about two different things, though. Like, I hear you. Yes, I do agree that there's a lot more snipers and special forces. There are a shit ton of these service members that were paper pushers that are telling the stories of true fucking warriors out there who have never done shit. Right? Like. And I agree that those people are trash human beings, right? Period.
Yeah.
Now, I think that your story, I mean, your story with the Berlin Wall, like, dude, that's fucking interesting to me, right? You know, because the thing is like, if veterans don't go tell their stories, I'll tell you who is telling their stories is fucking AOC and fucking all these, you know, the LeBron James and all the Kardashians. So
you know what? You know what? Now you have me convinced.
We can either
that
you can't complain.
Tell the story, or someone else is going to tell it for you,
dude. And that's the thing is like if we don't tell our stories, and the problem is because people who have stories haven't been telling their stories. So guess what you got is you got this fucking admin guy who never did shit going back and telling his mom and his fucking girlfriend that he did all this shit. He's telling the stories of these other guys while being a piece of shit.
The admin guy, Dakota, you had me, baby. You had me until. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I'm not saying, listen, Gunny Kennefic was an admin guy. There's a ton of admin guys who have been in the shit, right? Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying these guys who never seen combat, who go back and, you know, who talk about tell their fucking war stories. And it's like, bro, you know, like, look, nobody cares if you went to war or not. Just don't fucking tell stories that you didn't fucking do. You know what I mean? Just tell your story. Tell the story that you did, and that's good enough.
I just remember sitting at my grandfather and my uncle and my, you know, their knee, you know, dying to know what their experience was.
Yeah.
My grandfather was in World War II, you know, and dying to know what that, you know, story was, and just you couldn't drag that out of him. Going to the VA, going to the VA and going to the you know, shooting pool with him and stuff, and just he never spoke about it. And it's just a new phenomenon to me to listen to these guys. And some of them you can really tell, you know, did a lot, and others you question. You kind of just think, man, are you saying this for yourself, or are you saying this to benefit your brothers?
Yeah, well, I mean, there you go, right? And look, you know, I'm with you. I just care if you tell the truth, right? And look, if you did it, you earned it. Fuck, tell it, you know, because we need badass stories told. Like, our next generation needs these stories to be told about them, right? Like, because like this next generation needs something to follow. You know, they need something to look up to, something to try to strive to achieve. I mean, you look at the Marine Corps, right? I mean, what unit were you in the Army?
I was in 2nd Signal Brigade in Germany, and I was in 8th Engineers at Fort Hood in Texas.
So think about this. Did you ever hear, when you went to boot camp, did you ever hear any history about the guys who wore the uniform before you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was badass, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were, you would go through the museums. I mean, Fort Hood's got a badass museum. I mean, you ever get a chance to go to the First Cav Museum? That is a very cool museum. And but it felt like it was a safe place to talk about that or to look at that kind of stuff because you were there in the middle of Fort Hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, but people get so pissed off. These veterans get so pissed off that you know, civilians don't understand veterans. But it's like, well, I mean, what opportunity? Like, every time a civilian doesn't understand a veteran is an opportunity for you to tell your story so that they do get to know a veteran.
Yeah. Well, you know, I lived in a barracks in Germany that had swastikas everywhere you looked, embedded in the metal and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, you sit back and you think, man, look how close we were not to defeat that evil.
Yeah.
You know, look how, you know, so I guess I see your point. It's the first time in about 50 years I've changed my mind on something, Dakota.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, listen, I just think that, like, you know, back in the day, I think everybody was a little bit quieter. You know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of reasons for it. Technology, access, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't have access to people like you did, right? And what I'll say is that the good people, the problem with the world right now, it's people think it's bad, and it's not. There's more. I'll tell you this. I go to bed every night and people are like, well, why do you not worry about the future of America? I'll tell you why I don't worry about the future of America, because I know and believe, and I still see it. This podcast shows me every day that statistically, there are still more good people in the world than there are bad people. And I believe that with every moral fiber of my being. And so, but the problem is that we've got this 10, let's say 20% on the conservative side of shitheads in the world, and they're the only ones telling their stories. The 80% aren't. They're like with the same mentality that you're talking about. And it's like, look, whether you like it or not, if you want to beat this 20%, we're going to have to start telling our stories, and we're going to have to let this good outshine the bad. And the days of, they'll go away. No, they won't. They're not going away, right? So we've got to sit here and start telling our stories and start giving the next generation something good to look up to. Because if we don't, this other side is the shitheads and the bad and the evil. They don't give a fuck to talk, and they're talking plenty. And so that's the thing is that we've got to change up. It's like we can either get to changing, because the world ain't going to change for us.
It's true. It's true. I live in California, and I have parents of kids, teenage boys, who contact me knowing I've been in the military, knowing I was in the Army for 8 years. They call me to try and talk their son out of joining the service.
Stupid.
And I'm like, you don't know who the hell you just called. Are you kidding? It's the best thing I ever did in my life.
I think so people ask, because I get asked this question all the time at speeches, all the time. Like, it's especially these days. And they said, what will you do if your daughters come to you and say that they want to serve? And I said, I will be the happiest father on the face of the planet, knowing that I raised a child that thought at that age more of others than themselves and wanted to go sacrifice and serve a country that they believe in. I would look at that as probably one of the biggest wins. I would look at that as a win over my daughter going and becoming a brain surgeon.
Wow. Yeah, I look, I have 3 girls. I'm a father of 3 girls, and each one of them have asked me, hey, what would you do if I joined the military? And, look, very similar to you, I would be very proud of my daughters wanting to serve.
Yeah.
Anything outside of themselves.
Yep.
I think that there's many ways to serve, especially this country. There's a ton of ways you can serve this country.
Mm-hmm.
I got one in Iowa right now on a volleyball scholarship, double majoring in biology and chemistry.
Holy shit.
I do not need her on a tank line. You know what I'm saying? I need her studying to be a brain surgeon, Dakota. That's what I need her to do. Okay?
That's what you want her to do.
Right. Now, afterward, if she wants to go and be an Army surgeon, guess what?
How about it?
Yeah. So, look, man, I don't want to take up any more time. It's been great talking to you. It has actually been an honor speaking with you, dude.
Man, I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, bro.
I hope you have a good day.
You do. You too, man.
See you, man. What a good guy.
I'm glad I read his question.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna, but I'm glad I did. And I'm glad he called in and clarified.
What a good guy.
Yeah. Oh man. We're approaching time here, but can I ask you one question?
Yeah, send it.
Can you discuss a passion project or an endeavor you pursued outside your professional roles that has brought you fulfillment?
I mean, I just like everything. Like, I mean, if I'm going to put time into it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it all the way. So I don't know. I mean, look, I go back to firefighting, right? Like, I mean, I put so much time into it, so much time, effort, energy. It is my passion. Serving is my passion, right? Like being around guys like, I mean, I was just in this class and these instructors were so passionate about it. It's the best class I'd ever gone to in my entire life. Because the instructors were so passionate about their craft, their job. Like they were humble, they were eager to teach. And like, it was incredible. And, I can like, I don't care what you do in life as long as you're passionate about it, right? I could go to a garbage class that had a garbage man who was passionate about being a garbage man, and I would love it, right? It's about the passion, the inspiration, right? You don't inspire anybody without being passionate, right? And so, yeah, I mean, I would say that you know, look, being a firefighter is a project for me. It's a passion project, and I love it with everything. So listen, I want to thank you all so much for another amazing episode. That was episode 21. You guys are crushing it. I hope you all have a great week, and we will be back here probably on Sunday because I'm gone all next week, but hope you guys have a great weekend and keep owning it.